What's up, everybody? You're here with Nostalgia, your weekly look at what's going on in pop culture. My name is Pat Sheehan, and on the casting couch this week, with me is Dave Martinson. Dave, what's going on? Kind of creepy that I called the casting couch, I know.
Yeah, I don't have a response to that. How you doing, Pat?
I'm doing well. So I called it the casting couch this week because basically this whole episode is going to be talking about...
A lot of exciting casting announcements. A lot of great actors being cast in notable projects, so it's a good day.
Yeah, we're going to be talking about a bunch of different movies coming up, including a Harley Quinn movie, Black Panther, and Fargo. Where do you want to start?
Fargo's not a movie. TV miniseries.
Movie, then miniseries. You're correct. You're correct. Where do you want to start?
Let's start with Harley Quinn.
So what's going on with that?
Yeah, Margot Robbie, of course.
Faye.
In case you don't know. Breakout star of The Wolf of Wall Street.
Yeah, she was awesome in that.
Playing Harley Quinn in Suicide Squad. And she's basically already the star of Suicide Squad.
Those trailers.
Even though the movie hasn't come out yet, which is good. Let's hope the movie does well. But it's now come out that, partially due to Robbie's own doing, a Harley Quinn solo movie is in the works from DC. And DC just did a shakeup. DC Films and Jeff Johns is running that, so they seem to be going in a different creative direction. Zack Snyder probably has less control. So that's good news. You can read up on that. DC hopefully is making some good moves, and having a Harley Quinn solo movie I think is a fantastic idea.
Yeah, Margot Robbie is quickly rising.
Very young actress, only 25, really in demand.
From all the trailers, it seems like she was perfectly cast as Harley Quinn for this movie. I think this is a very interesting idea, and from what I've read about it, and kind of what you told me off air, it seems like this is going to be a mostly female-centric movie.
Yeah, from what they're saying, other female costume heroes and the like will be involved. They mentioned Batgirl, which is interesting. It's Barbara Gordon, that's Commissioner Gordon's daughter in the comics. Mm-hmm. And apparently Batgirl was cast for Batman vs. Superman, but cut for time, and she will be in the director's cut.
Jenna Malone.
Right. So she is already out there. Will they use Jenna Malone? Perhaps. Don't know if they even use Batgirl. But they also mentioned the Birds of Prey. So that's like Huntress, Black Canary, more notable one. Maybe you got Poison Ivy in this. You could have Catwoman in this. 2 different teams of female characters. Really interesting, but I think the reason Robbie wanted to make this is because she wanted Harley Quinn's character to have a story that wasn't immediately tied to her relationship with a man. Mm-hmm. In Suicide Squad's case, that's the Joker. And obviously the Joker is very important to Harley Quinn, but I think it's good to have a strong female character out there. And this will probably push Marvel to make moves on the Black Widow solo movie, because Kevin Feige announced that, seriously considering that again. So that'd be good.
Yeah, it's definitely interesting to think about bringing in all these different characters, and also thinking about just the direction that DC is going. Obviously different but similar to Marvel in terms of they have all these different superhero movies that then can collaborate with the Justice League moving forward.
Right. I think they're going for like a Deadpool with this. Harley Quinn's kind of like, the character's insane, but she sometimes breaks the fourth wall. She's just very, loopy and out there, so you could see the appeal in that regard.
From the trailer. Yeah, and I think it's actually really interesting that as this is being put together, which was something that was rumored and now is really looks like it's definitely going to happen, a rumor that really major actor was going to be out of a superhero movie is now back in.
Yeah.
Michael Keaton.
That's right.
Possibly playing the Vulture?
Yeah, so Michael Keaton was initially rumored to be in talks for the villain in Spider-Man Homecoming, which comes out next July, but then it was said that he had removed his name. And apparently he's back in talks now, and the reason was Robert Downey Jr., Tony Stark, joined the film, and it was all over concerns of could Marvel afford both actors' salaries? Because we've known for a long time, RDJ makes bank whenever he plays Tony Stark. That's why he's still doing it, and he's doing a great job nonetheless. Keaton, obviously, he's been in back-to-back Best Pictures for Birdman and Spotlight. He's doing really well. He's commanding quite the check. So I can understand that concern. But hopefully he is back in, because it'd be sick. Obviously, him playing Vulture would be super meta, because Birdman was like Vulture.
Right. Except on the other side of...
Right.
I actually don't know if I like that move for him.
I want him to be like Norman Osborn, Green Goblin.
Mm-hmm. That would be
Willem Dafoe killed that back in the day. Because that's an interesting character that's not like some crazy villains.
Right.
And he's obviously Michael Keaton's a very good actor, so I think it'd be cool. Get him out there.
I just don't know. Birdman was a good movie. Liked it, didn't love it. I think I liked more of the way it was shot than the actual
very good
story or
cinematography.
premise. I don't know. Keaton is a great actor. He's gonna do well in whatever role he does. But coming 2 years after he did a movie about a superhero called Birdman now being a bird villain, I don't know. Get away from the birds, Mike. That'd be my advice to you.
We'll see.
Hopefully,
Telling you, Norman Osborn will be sick.
Yeah, if he was Norman Osborn, that'd be really awesome. I don't know if they would go in that direction after that was the first superhero in the Tobey Maguire's.
Yeah. Vincent D'Onofrio is actually tweeting that he wants Marvel to hit him up because he played Kingpin in Daredevil, of course, and Kingpin is a Spider-Man villain,
right?
Primarily Spider-Man and Daredevil, but thus far Marvel TV and Marvel Studios haven't really collabed because they're run by different executives and whatnot. So that'd be cool if they could finally make that connection, but absolutely. I don't think it happens right away.
So kind of moving on to Black Panther.
Yeah.
So we saw
another Marvel movie.
We saw Chadwick Boseman played Black Panther in the Captain America Civil War movie. Yeah, killed it.
If you would like to know our thoughts on Boseman and Black Panther, listen to our Captain America Civil War spoiler cast at soundcloud.com/nostalgiapod and on iTunes, Stitcher, and Google Play. We talked about that in depth.
And there were a lot of castings for this. I want to start with who isn't going to be in the movie. Because that might be the most interesting part. Yeah. This weekend, actually, John Boyega's agent came out and said he is, in fact, not going to be in the Black Panther movie. Right. But the fact that he was even rumored in it is pretty awesome.
Yeah, Finn, obviously, from Force Awakens. Both Marvel, Star Wars, both owned by Disney. It sounds like a match made in heaven. Nonetheless, not happening. And that's probably for the best.
Right.
I feel like Boyega would get totally burned out if he had to work on two huge movies like that, because he would just be finished being done promoting Episode 8 when Black Panther was being made, and like it just wouldn't add up for him. It would be really hectic.
When I heard he was rumored, I thought he would have to play a helper, I guess, to Black Panther, whether it was like a scientist or...
He should be a leading man anyway.
He should, but I thought there's no way he's going to be a reoccurring character.
True.
Maybe he just wanted to be a part of this, since Michael B. Jordan and Lupita Nyong'o are both attached to this now.
Michael B. Jordan apparently is a villain,
which I think is a great career move for him.
Because he's never really done that before. No. A very, very good actor, obviously. Fruitvale Station really put him on the map. The rumor is that he can be maybe Eric Killmonger.
Okay.
So maybe War with Wakanda, his dad dies or something. You could obviously very easily make a conflict. Also, Andy Serkis' Ulysses Claw from Age of Ultron. I assume he'll be back. Maybe he's the motivator for B. Jordan's villain. Who knows? But yeah, that's sick. And Lupita Nyong'o, love interest. So I'm sure she'll bring it, though. She's a very good actress.
Yeah, I mean, I think for Michael B. Jordan, he's always been in that hero role, it seems.
Chronicle, he was hero.
Chronicle, Friday Night Lights as Vince.
Fantastic Four, technically.
Yeah. So
he'll be the second Human Torch to jump ship from Fox to Marvel. Obviously Chris Evans became Captain America.
I didn't actually think about that, but that's a really interesting point.
0 for 2 on retaining your Human Torches, Fox. So sorry.
0 for 2 on Fantastic Four in general.
That's also unfortunately true.
But Michael B. Jordan needed to do something different. Because if he was always the hero, he would become Chris Evans, which, I mean, I think he's a good actor, Chris Evans, but I also think he's very in one lane. Where Michael B. Jordan, I think, has a lot more chops to play different roles.
I think this is a good move for Jordan because he'll finally be 100% mainstream. Obviously, Creed, but not everyone saw Creed. Creed, did not sell a lot of tickets. Obviously, very well received. Everyone really liked it. That's why Ryan Coogler went from Creed, now directing Black Panther. But now Jordan will be a household name. That's good. It's actually funny that it seems like Marvel really liked Creed because you got Black Panther being directed by Creed's director, Ryan Coogler. Michael B. Jordan's back, and that's a star. Sylvester Stallone is having a cameo role in Guardians of the Galaxy 2, and then Tessa Thompson from Creed was just cast in Thor Ragnarok.
Do we know what Stallone's role is going to be?
We do not. It's not Charlotte's dad. That's probably Kurt Russell.
Gotcha. Well, that's actually a really interesting point. I didn't notice all those connections, but yeah, they must be huge Creed fans over at Marvel.
Clearly.
So Thor had Ragnarok, right?
Correct. Thor 3.
Yeah, I'm just going to call it Thor 3. Seems like obviously Tom Hiddleston's coming back as Loki, Chris Hemsworth as Thor,
and Anthony Hopkins as Odin as well,
and Idris Elba as
Heimdall, the gatekeeper guy.
But there were a lot of new casting, so where do you want to start?
Yeah, so Tessa Thompson's back in there. That's good. Get her more exposure as well. That's great. Two really big ones. Carl Urban. A lot of people know his name, but you've seen him. He was Éomer in Lord of the Rings. You're in the Riders of Rohan, that lead guy. He was the assassin who had that awesome car chase and fight with Jason Bourne in Bourne Supremacy, Second Bourne. And then he really got a lot of acclaim for Dread, 2012 movie that everyone loved, but no one saw in the movies, and unfortunately not getting a sequel. That's on Netflix. Please watch that movie, Dread.
I'll check that out.
And now Karl Urban has been cast in Thor. Oh, and he's also in new Star Treks as McCoy.
Yeah, everybody's seen Karl Urban, but nobody knows who Karl Urban
is. He's good.
He's a good actor.
And great for a supporting character.
Right, but he's playing Scourge, who's like this huge, brawny villain.
Very
in
interesting.
The Thor universe. From what it seems like, he'll either have to be CGI'd or start taking steroids now.
Yeah, we'll see. It's interesting. But I'm not going to doubt Marvel. They clearly know what they're doing in terms of hiring great talent and also making it work. So we'll see.
He'll have to get on that Tom Hardy workout plan to get ready for Thor Ragnarok.
Yeah, or the Chris Hemsworth workout plan. Marvel knows a thing or two about workout plans. Chris Evans, they're all jacked.
And then we also have another villain for Thor. Hela? How do you say this? Hela. Well, it looks like
from the underworld of Asgard.
I think Cate Blanchett's going to be hella good in this role.
Yeah. We kind of knew Cate Blanchett was being rumored, but it's finally confirmed. She's playing the villain. So a lead villain in Marvel for the first time. Apparently, this recently came out. Iron Man 3. Aldrich Killian, Guy Pearce's character. Apparently, Shane Black initially pitched that as a female, but Marvel corporate at the time was like, I don't know if we want to do that because female characters don't sell toys. That's a very antiquated way of thinking now, as we know, because there was the big controversies with Gamora from Guardians and Rey from Star Wars. And like, why are they missing from these sets? They're main characters. And I think we're getting past that thinking now, but obviously this was back in, this was being made like 2012.
Right.
Cate Blanchett, nonetheless, female lead villain and great actress.
She's
Can't believe she's in a Marvel movie. It's awesome.
She also... I feel like Cate Blanchett's overall look is just kind of icy all the time. So
Galadriel in Lord of the Rings.
Yeah.
Fucking menacing.
So she's going to just be a badass.
She's not even a bad guy in that. She scared me as a kid. When she has the thing when she's like corrupted by the one ring and she looks all like ghostly.
She was in Brooklyn, right?
Yes.
And even in those I didn't watch the movie, but in the trailers I was like, ooh, Cate Blanchett, icy. Ice queen over there. But she's playing the goddess of death. Is that who Hela is?
Yeah, she's like the Asgardian underworld as far as I know.
Okay, interesting.
So that's cool.
Yeah, absolutely. But I think the casting I'm most excited for, just because it adds such a different dimension, is Jeff Goldblum as the Grandmaster.
Yeah, Jeff Goldblum. That's a mic drop, right? Coming back to the forefront with Independence Day Resurgence, obviously reprising his role, so that's cool. But being in a Marvel movie,
Jeff
what
Goldblum.
the hell? That's awesome.
So, can you explain?
I wish I could do an impersonation of Goldblum, but I can't.
I don't. If you can give me a line, I might be able to do it. But
life finds a way.
Life finds a way. That wasn't good at all. But Jeff Goldblum's one of a kind.
Master. I got nothing.
So, Grandmaster, can you explain who he is in the Marvel universe?
Yeah, think of like these people were around when the Big Bang happened, to put it very bluntly. The Collector, Benicio del Toro's character, you saw him in Guardians, and he was in a post-credit scene before that.
Yep.
He is also of the same group as the Grandmaster. And because these people are, they're this species, they're around for like eons, they're super old, they all develop these like really intense hobbies. So the Collector obviously collected things. He went across the universe and collected cool shit. We saw his room in Guardians, right? The Grandmaster, what he does is he likes to have competitions and games and challenges.
Strategy, right?
Right? In previous comics, he would pit people against each other. So people are speculating that maybe we're getting a pseudo-Planet Hulk action going on because Mark Ruffalo's Hulk is in Thor Ragnarok.
Right.
And people want Planet Hulk. That's where Hulk goes to a faraway land and does gladiator shit. Super badass, right? Grandmaster pitting, maybe Grandmaster takes Hulk from wherever he is on Earth, and that's what starts part of the conflict. Who knows? But should be interesting. Yeah,
definitely. And the sense I get from reading up on this is that the Grandmaster isn't a good guy or a bad guy. He just does shit to do shit.
Yeah, they've been around forever. They don't have real allegiance. Same with the Collector. They just kind of do stuff.
And the other sense I got is that he might play a big role into Infinity War just because
it's very cosmic what they're doing. So
right, and he has one of the stones that Thanos wants to get, or something along those lines.
That would make sense. That's another, because there's 2 stones that haven't been introduced, so you got to figure one's coming up for Thor.
So definitely interesting, and Jeff Goldblum. Awesome cast. I think actually everybody that was cast for this is a really good choice. Yeah. So Marvel stays killing it.
They do.
So then the last thing we want to talk about today, Fargo, a show that we both really like.
Yeah, we talked about this a few weeks ago, probably a month or so ago.
We said that we liked season 2 a lot.
Yeah.
Season 3's not coming out until next year, but we have our first bit of information.
Fall 2017, so it's a ways away.
So Obi-Wan.
Alec Guinness back from the dead.
That would be even more interesting than Ewan McGregor being cast as the a dual leading role. How do you say that?
Yeah, dual lead.
He's going to be playing the Stussy brothers.
Yeah, he's playing 2 different characters, the 2 lead characters. So.
Yeah,
ambitious.
Yeah, and they're not twins. One's an older brother, one's a younger brother, not by a lot. And one has a full head of hair, and one is bald and fat. It's going to be very interesting to see him in these 2 very different roles.
Initially, my reaction was that of Tom Hardy's Legend, which came out last fall, which Tom Hardy played these 2 real-life British gangster brothers, the Krays.
Yes.
The Kray brothers. And the problem was they said that Tom Hardy made half the movie and ruined half the movie because one of his portrayals was just so completely ridiculous that it just took you out of the movie.
Right.
But it doesn't seem like Fargo would ever go that route. Fargo's actually a very, very grounded show. Mm-hmm. So I'm very intrigued. Noah Hawley, who's the creator of the Fargo TV show, and he's written every episode and directed a lot of them, the showrunner. So he knows what he's doing.
Yeah, absolutely.
Clearly proven that with Fargo Season 2, which is near flawless TV,
right,
and Fargo Season 1, which is also fantastic. So I'm very intrigued to see what happens. Fargo Season 1 and 2 both had a lot of really good actors, so you gotta figure more are coming to join McGregor.
Right, so in Fargo Season 1, you had Billy Bob Thornton playing Lorne Malvo.
Malvo, yeah.
And then you had Martin Freeman playing Lester.
Bob Odenkirk was also in there as well. Better Call Saul.
And in Season 2, you had Patrick Wilson,
Kirsten Dunst,
Jesse
Plemons.
Yes,
the
Plemons.
GOAT. He needs to be in more movies.
He does need to be in more movies.
By the way, young Ned Stark in the Game of Thrones flashbacks looked like Jesse Plemons, but totally wasn't.
I wish Jesse Plemons was that bad. Yes, that'd be awesome. All we know about this movie so far is that Ewan McGregor's playing these 2 brothers set in 2011. And that
it's more modern.
Yes, so it's cool. Moving forward from the first season.
I wonder if it's connected to the first 2. Interesting.
They say that no actors from the first 2 seasons are going to be involved in this season.
Sure. I mean, that makes sense because of the increase in time.
Right.
But I just wonder if the story connects.
There might be some brief or some outside connection, kind of like Season 1 had. Season 1 dropped the hint for what Season 2 was about, very subtly. I kind of came up with a list of people I think I would want to see.
Right.
That might need a little career revival.
Sure.
So the first on my list, I was thinking, who could play a good Lester-type character? Sure. Kind of sympathetic, moves to more badass, comes into his own. Tobey Maguire.
Oh, wow, good. That's good.
So
that's good. He doesn't really act that much. He was in Brothers with Gyllenhaal a few years ago, but he's not very active. I wonder if he's available. But great idea.
So he was, after Spider-Man, he really dropped off.
Like I said, he has not acted that much.
And I think that he could definitely play that kind of sympathetic, pushover type role that gets an edge as the season goes on.
Sure. As long as he doesn't do Spider-Man 3, does Spider-Man 1 and 2.
Someone else I really would want to see in the season is Courtney B. Vance, who was a standout star from The People vs. O.J.
He
played Johnny Cochran.
Yes, I heard he was excellent. And I did not watch.
So I was thinking he might play a similar role as Bokeem Woodbine played in Season 2 of Fargo.
He steals every scene in Fargo Season 2.
Yeah, so Bokeem Woodbine plays Mike Milligan in Season 2. Yeah. And like you said, Dave, every scene he's in, he just jumps off the screen. He was incredible.
Excellent.
Kerry Washington was someone else that I thought.
Okay.
Moving from Scandal, which is basically a late night soap opera.
Is Scandal ending?
Scandal.
It's tough to do more than one TV show at a time. That's the problem.
I don't know if Scandal's ending. However,
Scandal does really well.
Yeah, she's been doing a lot of movies recently.
Because she schedules the movies during her,
right?
I assume during the summer when she's not filming her TV.
So if she wanted to move something a little more serious, I feel like this would be a good jump for her. Maybe a Kirsten Dunst type role. I also thought Liv Tyler. So the Leftovers. She plays Megan Leftovers, and she is terrifying in that role.
And I didn't know she was in Leftovers.
Wonderful.
Who else is in Leftovers? I don't watch that either. I just know Damon Lindelof runs it.
In terms of big names, there's no one else that's...
I assumed I didn't know anyone in the show. I did not know Liv Tyler was there. I was just thinking, because her character in Marvel's Incredible Hulk 2008 open thread that they're just kind of, ignoring for whatever. Mm-hmm. But I didn't know she was killing it in Leftovers. That's interesting. Yeah,
she started off as this sympathetic character whose husband dies in whatever it's called, the
event.
People are gone. And
now she's a sociopath?
Yeah, she joined this cult, and now she's like the leader of this cult, and she's really badass and really out to really hurt people.
That has one more season coming, right? Third and final?
Third and final. It should be coming out this fall, I believe. So she'll be free in 2017, and I think she could really jump from one pretty good project to one really great project.
Yeah, I'd assume, unless they're making it well in advance, they'll probably make that next summer.
So I was thinking, who could play like the big name Billy Bob Thornton type role? Bruce Willis.
Interesting.
So, I can't remember the last movie he did. Don't think he...
When was the last time he showed any range?
I don't know.
I don't know if I'm a fan of that
Maybe Pulp Fiction?
Yeah, that was 1994. Bruce Willis has lately just played Bruce Willis.
Right.
In Die Hard 5 and Expendables, and that's basically it, isn't it?
But that's the thing, is I feel like this show is so well written, and
it's true.
The characters are so well developed that I feel like even Bruce Willis can fuck up a role like that.
That's a good point.
Is there anybody that you thought would be?
Yeah, I immediately thought of Chris Pine.
Oh, Chris Pine. Interesting.
Plays Kirk in New Star Treks. That was really his big breakout. But ever since that, similar to Chris Hemsworth, he's never been able to really get a box office hit that he anchors on his own. That isn't a franchise. The Finest Hours, that boat rescue movie, really his most recent. They lost a lot of money on that. So you got to figure he just might be one of those guys, like a Colin Farrell, where you're just not a leading man. You're not going to sell movies on your own, but you're still very talented. So you got to work on other projects, whether it's indies or TV. And I think Chris Pine it'd be a really good move for him if he was to do a really good TV show. So I like to see him because he's really charismatic. He's really awesome on the screen. He just unfortunately is in bad movies or movies that don't make money.
That'd be an interesting one. Chris Pine had so much momentum when he was cast as Kirk.
Basically, Chris Pine was supposed to be what Chris Pratt is right now.
Yeah.
And it didn't happen.
I think it's because
Taylor Kitsch happened to him.
I think it's because his forehead's so big.
Colin Farrell's another one. Even Gyllenhaal, to a certain extent, he never became the huge star that everyone expected. He's still very good, but he never became the big A-lister.
Gyllenhaal's become more of those killing an indie movie.
Yeah, Nightcrawler.
Nightcrawler was awesome. You also said, and I'm gonna kind of steal this from you, Michael Pena. I think he would be great in Fargo.
I love Michael Pena.
I feel like
very versatile guy.
Yeah, especially if he played a similar role to, I forgot what his name is, but the brother from Everybody Loves Raymond, when he kind of came in last year, kind of like one of those side roles where he can kind of come in, steal a couple scenes, and get out. A couple others I thought. Josh Hartnett, haven't seen him in anything big in a while. He could probably use a revival.
Is he acting, or is Ryan? I get him and Ryan Felipe confused. One of them is doesn't act anymore.
Ryan Felipe doesn't act anymore. Josh Hartnett does a bunch of really low budget movies now. Yeah. I feel like he
I don't forget you from Pearl Harbor.
Did you ever see Lucky Number 11?
Yeah,
he was awesome in that. And I feel like
he's leading that.
Yeah,
that's what that is.
I'm gonna double check.
That movie's okay. Ben Kingsley's in it. He's good.
Yeah, and so is Bruce Willis.
Ben Kingsley, he'd be cool.
I don't think Ben Kingsley would do a TV show.
Probably not. I don't think he ever has. Oh, but if I got the ultimate thing would be like Tom Cruise.
Oh,
Tom Cruise isn't. Some people despise Tom Cruise, which is fine, but he's phenomenal and he has so much range. Mm-hmm. Oh, if he was on Fargo, that'd be really good. But it obviously wouldn't happen because Tom Cruise makes like $25 million a movie,
right?
And you're not making that much on TV.
So two more, and I want to hear what you think about these. Dominic West. He played McNulty on The Wire. Mm. I think he could play a really good Patrick Wilson type role, where he's kind of just the character who moves the plot along. You're not really as interested in his character.
Right.
He kind of plays like the moral compass in a way, and just kind of drives the show.
Right.
Although he was awesome as McNulty in The Wire.
Interesting things happen around him.
He is also in that show The Affair right now, so that would have to stop.
Yeah. I just thought, what about Jeremy Renner? I don't know if he'd do TV, but
Renner.
it'd be cool to get him some action.
Renner is a favorite of Andy Greenwald and Chris Ryan.
Speaking of Ringer favorites, Miles Teller.
Yeah, oh my God, Miles Teller would be awesome. This actually might be the perfect type of project for him to kind of get some momentum going.
Get away from Divergent.
Yes, absolutely.
Zac Efron? Am I getting too far?
No, I don't want Zac Efron.
No, I don't know if he can do serious.
No, I don't think
I love Zac Efron in comedies. I think he's hilarious.
The last one, I was thinking who could take the Kirsten Dunst type role? Kate Hudson.
Okay.
So I watched Almost Famous this weekend, and she was awesome in that movie, and she's beautiful, and I feel like she could definitely play a quirky person. So there's definitely a bunch of names, and we'll be bringing all of our takes on who gets cast. And
this is a ways away, but we'll chime in next time they announce anything.
Purely speculation.
But this is a show that you need to watch. You have plenty of time for season 3. Yeah. It's likely not super connected anyway, but watch season 1 and 2. They're not on Netflix. You'd have to
on Hulu. At least season 1 is. I'm not sure about season 2, but season 1 is definitely on Hulu. Yeah. Watch that ish.
Watch it. They're on FX, and FX is very quickly becoming one of the best networks. I think it's the second most awarded or nominated network after HBO, which most people don't know.
I was going to say AMC.
FX is ahead of AMC right now. Wow. Ever since Breaking Bad stopped, it's been FX ahead of AMC.
Interesting. All right, well, this has been our casting couch episode. Dave and I got kind of weird in the casting couch, talking about who we... And thank you for being on the casting couch with us. Yeah. If you want to hit us up, please hit the show up at NostalgiaPod.
Yeah, let us know Twitter. Who you want to see in Fargo or a Marvel movie, because apparently Marvel can get anyone, and I wish Fargo would get anyone. Yeah. So let us know at NostalgiaPod.
They can get everybody except for John Boyega, apparently.
And stay tuned for our episode next week. We're going to be previewing Governor's Ball, upcoming music festival in New York City, which we will both be at. So stay tuned for that next week.
And if you're going to be going to Governor's Ball, please hit us up individually and tell us if you want to meet up for a beer, to buy us a beer, hopefully, because we will not be buying beers because we're both kind of poor.
I don't know if I'll have my wallet on me.
Well, actually, Dave, the good thing is you can link your wristband to your credit card.
Yeah, so. I think that's even more dangerous.
Yeah. Definitely.
Swipe like that.
Tweet at us. Follow me at Sheeny World Peace, SHEENYWRLDPEACE. Shout out Meta World Peace. Dave, where can they find you?
You can follow me at Martin Swagger, MartinSwagr. And as always, please leave us a review on iTunes. Yes. That'd be super appreciated. You can find a direct link to us on iTunes at our SoundCloud page, soundcloud.com/nostalgiapod, as well as links to us on Stitcher and Google Play.
And before we go, Dave and I just want to give our sincerest thanks to the Beehive.
Yes.
Queen Bee episode, killing it.
Episode 12, I think?
11? Yes, killing it on SoundCloud.
Over 1,100 listens/plays.
And I know that all 11,000 of those, 1,100 of those, I wish it was 11,000, were definitely people coming to listen to us.
I mean, the title is Beyonce Lemonade and R.I.P. Prince. Right. So I'm sure a lot of those were Prince fans as well.
Yeah, definitely. So if you're a Prince fan listening to this that got hooked from going to listen to Lemonade with Prince in it, thank you for listening.
You're welcome.
Thank you for playing. Yeah, and you're welcome for bringing you such quality content. So we'll see you next week.
Tweet us your thanks.
Yes, and we'll see you next week talking Governor's Ball.